Did not see that coming, but that is huge. So most of those are, you can measure them, you can measure them how you will, the scale is emerging, but those are the two different types of things, your inherent buffoonery and then your actions. And that is how we judge you in these contests.
All right, we'll be back after this break. Gene and Matt, Behind Enemy Lines, Buffoon of the Year. Back after this.
Behind Enemy Lines.
Open calendar. What's my schedule looking like?
Next Thursday, you will be caught in an emergency flash flood between Park and First Street.
What? No, that doesn't work. I'm busy then. Decline. Decline.
Floods don't exactly work around your schedule. Disasters don't plan ahead. But you can. It starts with talking to your loved ones about making an emergency plan. So don't wait. Communicate. Get started today at ready.gov/plan. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
If you're a long-time listener of the show, or maybe this is your first time listening, you can probably tell that me and the gang here, we like to have our share of fun, whether it's on or off the air. We talk about 2-drink minimum radio and no medication Wednesdays or whatever day it may be. That's why when we found the people at Less Government, More Fun, we knew it was a match made in heaven with this show. Folks, we live in a time where government is out of hand. Our founding fathers did not intend government to be all-consuming in all parts of our lives. That's why we are telling you to go to lessgovmorefun.com, check out the website, check out the swag. What the people want is less government, more fun. Pass it on, make it happen. Behind Enemy Lines Radio is all about being right. No, seriously, it is. If you ever listen to Russ Gallo or me go back and forth on some issue, we always want to make sure that we remember who said what and when we said it. That's why we go to goonrecord.com. It's a brand new social media website. Challenge people on what they believe, whether it's in politics, sports, entertainment, finance, whatever. There's a category for you at goonrecord.com. Check it out right now. Tell us, what do you stand for? It's time for you to go on record.
Behind Enemy Lines. Back on the air.
Gene and Matt, back behind enemy lines. Matt, we've only hit one of the matchups here so far for our 2018 Buffoon of the Year contest. Let's go now to who will be going up against the winner of the Avenatti-Moore bracket, which is the 8-9 matchup. The real toss-up of the bracket. We have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez versus comedian, and I use that lightly, Michelle Wolf. Why is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez only the 8th seed here?
Well, I mean, if you look at her politics, like 3-4 years ago, she was a small business owner who was railing against government regulation, saying a lot of things that would make people like you and I, who are, say, right of center, really smile and nod. And then 2018, though, she's your classic ultra left-wing progressive. So she's very much a flip-flopper, and that's what makes her a buffoon. The fact that she's not higher, because she really flip-flopped. She was smart enough to see the opening and win, because she took on someone else who could have made the list here, Joe Crowley, who lost touch with his district and saw she saw her opening and took it in. So yeah, it's bad to be a flip-flopper, but she gets style points for actually pulling off the victory.
And honestly, a lot of the things that come out of her mouth is double-speak, and, she doesn't really actually have a point to anything she says. And every now and then she'll find something to say that may be intelligent. The whole thing with the Amazon headquarters coming to the People's Republic of New York City being one of those things where even conservatives have agreed.
We have to agree with her. Yeah, we have to agree with her on that one. Like we say, we are nonpartisan here. When someone on the left says there's something that is worth going with, we're going to give it. But the fact of the matter is that this is a woman who reinvented herself, reinvented her politics, to fit what the Democratic Party says now. And
to me, that's why, absolutely, but that's why she's not higher. Because she's honest about what she is, unlike a lot of the other people who will be on here. She's a true believer.
She's a true believer, and like I said, the fact is, she saw her opening and she won. You got to respect that. It's not like some of the other people that are on this list, and I will call that person out later when we get there, who reinvented themselves and lost. You know?
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. But she's going against Michelle Wolf, and she's the 9 seed. You maybe remember her as the comedian who flopped across the board at the White House Correspondents' Dinner when she went in on Sarah Huckabee Sanders and others. But then she followed up with a show on Netflix that ended up bombing just as bad. This is, to me, is a case of an unfunny person who got hoisted by their own petard of unfunniness.
I kind of disagree with you here. I don't think she's unfunny. I have seen some of the things that she's done that she's made me laugh. The problem here, what makes her a buffoon, is that, you know, this is a person who just did not read the room. You know, she's at the press association dinner, and instead of, you know, taking on the politicians, taking on the people who, you know, they're fair game, you know, they enter the ring, you know, she takes on Sarah Huckabee Sanders, but not in a way that's really even that could be said to be, you know, good-natured or anything. It was very mean-spirited. It was a very hypocritical way to go after someone, to go after how they look. You know, and that's what makes her a buffoon. You know, that she did not read her room. You have to be you to really misfire badly to have the press associate, the press have sympathy and align themselves with Donald Trump's spokeswoman. That's buffoonery.
Well, and also on the Netflix show, she had that whole, like, abortion parade skit that was just already stupid. To me, she's a buffoon because she's given up the market share of half of the American audience, much in the same way that ABC did with Roseanne and what they did with her. It's just emblematic of this, you know, I want my comedy to be funny. I don't care if you're politically incorrect or if you have a political opinion in your comedy, just be funny. And I don't see anything that she did with Sarah Huckabee Sanders or on her Netflix show as funny.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I mean, part of the reason she isn't ranked higher is, like you said, you know, it's what Hollywood does. At this point, it's just part of the fabric of the industry she's in. You know, so it's hard to rank her higher because of that, you know. But, you know, so we have two people here who are very much, you know, they're kind of very evenly matched in that way, in that, you know, they have their pros as buffoons, but you can really look at it and say, well, you know, I understand how they got there.
Right. I understand how she got there, but to me, this is such a toss-up, though. I can't choose between these two. And, you know, it's so hard because it's just so hard to do. This is the beauty of the whole thing.
Yeah, well, that's the point of this. And one of the best parts about this is that we don't have to decide. You, the listener, get to decide and tell us what you think. And that is why we love to do this for you, so we can come back and hear from the people.
Absolutely. Polls will be opening after the show. You'll find an article at www.behindenemylinesradio.us, which will include a bracket that you'll be able to see real time fill up with votes. And then we don't have control this year over who wins and who loses. Hint, hint about past years, Matt Fairley. But the brackets will fill automatically for the next contest without us even doing anything. It's all automated and all automatic. By the way, before we move on, gotta give a big shout out to our friends at Less Government, More Fun. They've been working with us not only with Buffoon of the Year. This is their second year working with us on that, but they're going to be helping with us in tandem, producing and marketing a line of Buffoon of the Year t-shirts. You can find a t-shirt of your favorite buffoon, whoever that might be, on a shirt now, thanks to Less Government, More Fun. We're also going to have a few other fun ones there as well that are pro-GOP, so if you don't want to take someone down and you want to build up your side, there'll be stuff there as well. And we're going to be putting a store up at www.behindenemylinesradio.us. Man, it almost feels like we're a real operation now, Matt. I know we're still not, but it felt like it for a second.
For a second, it felt like you knew what you were doing.
Oh, we all know that's not the case. Come on now, just as they said in was it Wayne's World? You're just a freak with a microphone. That's all I am. Listen, we're going to take a quick break on some of our affiliates, and when we come back, we'll have more buffoonery coming up. Gene and Matt, Behind Enemy Lines. We're going to be back with some more buffoonery right after these brief words. Hey folks, I just want to let you know about a great opportunity for listeners of Behind Enemy Lines Radio. If you go to our website, www.behindenemylines.radio.us, and click on the same box ad on the right side of the page, you will get a great opportunity for a discounted offer to join SaneBox. SaneBox filters out all the unimportant email from your inbox so that you can really focus on what matters. If you're anything like me, folks, you get hundreds of pieces of email a day, not many of which is important. SaneBox's smart filter will get everything you need to fly through your inbox and finally make email work for you. It gets rid of spam emails, it deprioritizes emails that aren't as important to you, and it helps you unsubscribe from mailing lists and individual senders with ease. So again, go to www.behindenemylinesradio.us and you click on the SaneBox ad and you'll be given an exclusive offer you won't find anywhere else.
Behind Enemy Lines. Back on the air.
Gene and Matt, back behind enemy lines. No time for the plugs this week. Just check us out at www.behindenemylinesradio.us. I'm talking a little quickly because we have another 6 matchups to unveil here and a whole lot of buffoonery to talk about. Let's get right back into it, Matt. We have the number 2 seed. We unveiled the number 1 seed, of course, Michael Avenatti. The number 2 seed, CNN's Jim Acosta, going up against the number 15 seed, the distinguished gentlewoman from Hawaii, Senator Macy Hirono. Obviously, Acosta is here for, a full year's work of buffoonery. Right, Matt?
Oh, he's got himself a nice track record.
I mean,
he's really kind of. I would say he's the momentum candidate in that he really kind of worked all year towards one moment that really was kind of like a culmination of what was going on. His press briefing with the president, where he just would not shut up.
And that's Jim Acosta in a nutshell. He just does not shut up. He will talk over people. He will interrupt people. He will try to, I guess, journalist-splain about why things are the way they are in Jim Acosta's world. And he gets ridiculed constantly everywhere he goes, especially when he's at a Trump rally or a press conference. The man just loves to hear the sound of his own voice.
And I think we need to really point out here that, it's not that he's critical of Donald Trump. He's a buffoon because, as a journalist, his job is to get the truth out there. It's not to make it the Jim Acosta show. No one is watching a presidential press conference because they want to see what one of any of them, not just Jim Acosta, any of the reporters or correspondents are asking. They're not the star. The president is. And that's not just true of Donald Trump. That was true when it was Barack Obama. That was true when it was Bill Clinton. That was true whenever the president. It's about the official, because they're the ones whose words have weight, have meaning, they can really take us down. But Jim wants it to be the Jim show. So that's really what makes him a buffoon here. And it's the fact that, he doesn't just show disdain for himself, he shows disdain for everyone else in the room, for his colleagues, for the staff, for what's going on.
For his audience. Audience. They want that he thinks that they're to hear him. You're absolutely right, he has disdain for everyone. On the other side, we have Macy Hirono, a lower seed, and it's primarily because her moment to shine was at one continuous event, and that was the Kavanaugh hearings, where she basically told all men to shut up. But then at the same time, wanted to dispense with the rule of law and preponderance of the evidence and burdens of proof and innocent until proven guilty and all that. That I guess because Kavanaugh was a man and because Christine Blasey Ford was a woman, and there were these allegations. But she particularly distinguished herself out of that whole cavalcade of buffoonery on the Democrat side with the Kavanaugh hearing.
I would agree with you. I think she's a low seed because, if we really wanted to, we could pick any number of senators who did not cover themselves with glory.
And we have as well.
She's more of a, I kind of like, she's the one who stands in for a lot of the people who really kind of went the wrong way with Brett Kavanaugh. And this isn't because she was a